D2 Word Life here with
Righteousness's biggest fanboy, D2 Word Life here.
As I was about to say before you cut me off in my intro, D2 Word Life here with Rip Farm Animal Lover Tides.
Fuck off.
And yeah, Christmas is right around the corner. I think he's been a bad boy.
And I say, bah, humbug.
So yeah, for those of you listening to this, I hope you have a great holidays next week because we're about a week away. We're a week away at time of recording this, but that's beside the point. Today we are reviewing.
Christmas is next Friday?
Yeah, a week from now, or no, it's next week, next Thursday at week of recording. Next Thursday at time of recording, I should say.
This will be the last recording for this week because we take a week off for Christmas.
Yeah, this is our last, this is technically our last review of the year. Next week, we're not going next week, disclaimer, I'm going to repeat this at the end of this review too. I am not going to be uploading any videos next week, so this will be the last upload for over a week. Yeah, in the last week, after Christmas, last week of the year, I'm just going to upload the last reaction video that I have planned, and after New Year's, maybe the day after New Year's Day, we'll be uploading New Year's Revolution 2006 review before taking an extensive break from the reviews, because we don't know when all the events are going to be available on freaking ESPN. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, we got this one and New Year's Revolution to go, but enough about that. We'll talk more in depth about that at the end of this review. So we're gonna, but anyway, this today's review is going to be Armageddon 2000. That took place on December 10th, 2000 in Birmingham, Alabama at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center with an attendance of 14,920. The commentator...
I'm saying it's Hardcore Holly's hometown.
Yep. And the commentators...
Crash Hollies or Elroy Jensen.
Whatever you say, you Elroy Jensen looking motherfucker.
Shut the fuck up, Elroy Jensen loving Crash.
Crash is your biggest enemy on Fortnite.
Fuck off.
And the commentators for this event was Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Pretty much the commentators of our childhood at this point. Right?
Yep.
And the ring announcer was Howard Finkel. Special shout out to the Sunday Night Heat match that took place before the event began, and that was Scotty Duhati defeating D'Lo Brown in that one. Right?
Yep.
And let's get on to it. The show opened up with the video package hyping up the 6-man Hell in a Cell main event with the Armageddon theme song playing. You know, we all remember that one, don't we?
I think so.
Yeah, and then after the show crash, we get introduced. After the show opener video, we get introduced by Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler introducing us to the show. Pyros go off. You know, the whole 9 yards the typical 9 yards for every pay-per-view starting up.
Yeah.
And then we go to the opening contest, which was a 6-person intergender tag team elimination match. Which it was the Radicals, which was Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Eddie Guerrero, taking on Team Extreme, which was Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Lita in this match. Of course, Terry was in the corner of the Radicals here. And this rivalry started after freaking Malenko was making the moves onto Lita. As we know from that storyline, right?
Yeah.
Which, after some reluctancy, she agreed to go to a motel room with Dean Malenko, and then when the lights went off, Matt Hardy shows up and they attack Dean Malenko in the freaking hotel room on the Raw prior to this event.
It wasn't just Matt Hardy. It was also Jeff. It was a 3-way party.
And I'm
just, I said 4-way party, but...
And I was just thinking to myself, Malenko should have known something was up when there was a cameraman standing in the room.
Oh, Dean Malenko also wore socks.
Who the hell wears socks and who the hell wears socks in bed besides you?
I wear socks because it's cold. No, they were going to have sex and he was going to wear socks.
Okay, who does the dirty deeds while wearing socks?
Only you.
I can honestly say no. Unlike you.
Nope.
I mean, this match was high paced. Started off early, high paced here. There's a lot of action going back and forth. Eventually, freaking Eddie Guerrero was eliminated early from the match. Got pinned by Jeff Hardy after Hardy's hit the Swanton Bomb on Guerrero, right? So I'm like, wow, Eddie Guerrero's not the best match. He was eliminated rather quickly in this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then friggin' we seen Poetry of Motion by the friggin' Hardys on Malenko, but the Radicals got the momentum, and friggin' Malenko, after getting Jeff Hardy down, Malenko tagged in Saturn, who nailed the Death Valley Driver on the Jeff Hardy for the freaking eliminated Jeff Hardy from the match.
Yep.
And later on, the move, and the Death Valley Driver. Here's a little insight on the Death Valley Driver. Later on, that maneuver, an inverted version of that move, would become more famous by somebody else, known as the FU. That's basically what the Death Valley Driver was. Right. But then after that, Matt came in, blindsided Saturn, and nailed him with a bulldog for a 2 count. Attempted the twist of fate, but Saturn countered into a suplex. Of course, then Matt freaking nailed the twist of fate anyway on the second time of asking. Saturn got eliminated from the match. Right? And then Terry then came up on the freaking apron. Lita speared freaking Terry, and she slapped Matt. Lita speared her from the apron. And Matt Hardy was all distracted. Malenko freaking took the advantage and rolled up Matt Hardy to eliminate him from the match. Right?
Yep.
So we were just down to Dean Malenko and Lita. This was a fairly quick match. That's why I'm just going through this briefly and quick. Right? Yeah, and then freaking Lita tried to hold her own against Malenko, including freaking nailing the moonsault, or, the Lita salt, or finisher, but Malenko kicked out at 2. And of course, Malenko from this point forward, after taking a DDT, Malenko freaking goddamn overpowered Lita, suplexing her, went for the pin, broke it up, went for a backbreaker on Lita, and picked her up before the 3 count, and at this point, Lita was limp. And I'm just like, wow, okay, just end it. I was just thinking at this point, just end it already, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it did end when freaking, Malenko then applied the Texas Cloverleaf on Lita, thus making her tap out. Right?
Yep.
And of course, after the match, your boy Michael Cole tried to interview Lita, but she was very fatigued, in pain, hurt, but she responded by saying that she knows she can beat Malenko. Update, she never beat Malenko. But anyway, your thoughts on this high-paced, short opening match?
She beat Dean Malenko.
I don't recall her ever
in her dreams.
Yeah, she beat Malenko in her dreams. Yeah, but then again, wouldn't be the first time a man dominated Lita. Wait a minute, did I just say that out loud?
Well, her end zone was wide open.
Moving on. Anyway, your thoughts on this?
She didn't have a good defense, is what I'm saying.
So Dean Malenko was the sole survivor of this match, giving the Radicals the win in the long run. Anyway, your thoughts on this one?
Was it their best match? No.
Hell, Eddie Guerrero had way better showings. He didn't even last that long in this match.
Well, he just got back together with the Radicals at this point because he just got dumped by China.
Yep. Yeah, and then we seen and then after the match, seen some clips. They started showing. They were throughout this whole show. They were showing clips of like past Hell in a Cell matches up to that point. With the first one was a snippet from the Mick Foley Triple H No Way Out 2000 match, which we reviewed. Right?
Yeah, the ending of his career.
Yeah, and then we go on to the first title match of the night, which was for the European Championship, as it was European Champion William Regal taking on Alabama's own Hardcore Holly.
Oh, yeah. What did William Regal say? But
Well, William Regal came out, and, it was during this time period where Regal would cut like a promo before his matches, especially on pay-per-view, whether it was antagonizing the crowd, antagonizing his opponent, or both. But this one for me was especially memorable because I remember seeing this a long time ago, like years ago, and even then it made me laugh. He was all saying, yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I do like Alabama, and I do like Alabama, I do, and I know you guys are gonna cheer for Hardcore Holly because he's from Alabama, right? And then he just treated the crowd like they were idiots. It's a better term here, right?
no, he treated him like inbred hicks.
Yes. He was pretty much the first thing he goes, hey, I got some tips for you people. Tip number 1. For a long time, us Brits use this thing called a handkerchief. If you use it, you would not look like the slobs that you do now. Right? Everyone hated that. Tip number 2. It's perfectly okay to wear overalls, but you do need to wash them at least more than once a week. You're starting to look nasty, people. Right? And this one was my personal favorite, hence why I freaking called you the way I did. And tip number 3. Loving your farm animals is fine and all good, but making love to your farm animals is disgusting and you should stop that right now.
Well, he also said something else as well.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, and the kicker was Jim Ross. After that, Jim Ross was like, what does he mean? Jerry Lawler goes, bah. Right? Then he was like, tip number 4 gets interrupted by Hardcore Holly's entrance music.
Dude, Hardcore Holly beat his ass from pillar to post.
This was a beatdown. Hardcore Holly was dominating
William
Regal.
Regal had no offense. It was Hardcore Holly's punching bag.
I mean, William Regal did get a little offense. I mean, he tried to lock in at one point, log in the Regal stretch on the freaking Holly, but Holly got to the ropes, I believe, near the end. Right?
Okay, he got 2 moves of offense. The Regal stretch and a chin hold. And a chin lock.
And the deadly old chin lock, am I right? But
And what happens after that? Hardcore Holly just beats his ass.
Hardcore Holly beat his ass down. The referee was distracted with Regal at some point. During the end of the match, that's when Raven came out, interfered, DDT Holly, knocking Holly out, thus allowing William Regal to actually pin Holly for the easy 3 count to retain the European Championship. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is the start. This is the starting point of the invasion.
Near the start, because Raven was already a contracted WWE superstar at this point, coming in from ECW. But your thoughts on this beatdown from bell to bell?
Hardcore Holly should have won that.
Yeah. Of course, and over the years, I didn't remember too much from this short-ass match, but I do remember the pre-match promo only because it made me freaking laugh. Hella bad.
Well, that's because you went, bah, humbug.
Yeah.
Just like when you sent me that, and I just freaking call you, and I went, like,
in all honesty, after I messaged you that as a joke after seeing that on a replay for this review earlier, is it bad I was expecting you to call me back and be like, really? Really?
What, you
Really?
didn't expect me to say, bah!
I didn't
Humbug.
expect you to say that. Right? But yeah, I thought the match was... Yeah, it was under average. They had better matches. Both of them had better matches, but the freaking promo was memorable. Right?
The promo was the only thing that was really memorable about this match because fucking like 95.5% of this fucking match was just Hardcore Holly stomping a mud hole in his ass.
Yes. Oh, boy. Right?
That's the one thing you do not fucking do. You don't make fun of Hardcore Holly's family.
Oh, yeah, and I should mention...
Why? You get your ass beat.
Yes. Anyway, I should mention this now, and I'm not going to go through every freaking, like, I'm not going to go through, like, every backstage segment here because that would take way too long, but throughout the whole show, they would show the competitors for the 6-man Hell in a Cell match getting prepped up in the back, too. Followed by an interview.
Yeah, well, they asked Kurt Angle for after this match. They asked Kurt Angle, "Oh, what do you think of it?" Well, everyone's a freaking body part. We have a big ass. We have a bad ass.
We got a fat ass.
Yes.
Yep. And we got a rock ass. Right?
And we have a game ass.
Yeah. And then we got a Tex ass. Right?
Yeah. We have a redneck.
Or a redneck, yeah. Yeah, and he was all talking about, he goes, yeah, I'm trying to focus on this matchup. And then afterwards, after my victory tonight, I am going to celebrate by drinking 2% fat milk, or whatever he said. Or 98 low-fat milk, or whatever he said. I don't care. Right?
He said either 1% or 2% milk, so...
So yeah, then we go on, and then they showed more clips of past Hell in a Cell matches. This time with, I believe, with another freaking clip from the Mick Foley Triple H match that they had, right?
Yeah.
But and it was only a matter of time before they showed clips of the most famous matchup. But we'll get to that in time. The next match we saw was China taking on your boy Val Venus from the Right to Censor group.
Fuck the Right to Censor.
Oh, come on. We all know you love the Right to Censor. Hell, their theme song was your favorite.
No, that was your alarm.
Shit, that's more like your car alarm. Of course, every car alarm sounds like that.
Yeah,
Right?
but no, that was your wake-up alarm for going to school.
Yeah, the freaking goddamn annoying beeping car alarm sound. Nowadays, my freaking goddamn alarm to wake up in the morning is the sound of barking dogs. Ugh! Right? And of course, Val Venus was...
that's mine.
Yeah. And of course, Val Venus was accompanied to the ring by Women's Champion Ivory of Right to Censor, who we'll be talking about later. Speaking of barking dogs.
They're just barking because they heard the others walking on a table.
China dominated this match early on over Venus by whipping him out of the ring. Ivory started attacking her by ringside, I think, but freaking China regained the momentum. But thanks to Ivory, the momentum kept swinging back and forth in this matchup here. Right?
Yeah, Val Venus hit the money shot.
Yeah, for a 2 count. Right? Yeah, and it was thanks to freaking China or Ivory's interference near the end or distraction near the end on China here that Venus was able to deliver a fisherman suplex for the pinfall win. Right?
Yes.
And
well, it was because China was going to hit a power bomb on Ivory.
Yeah, China was going to powerbomb Ivory after the matchup, but freaking Venus once again saved Ivory from being powerbombed by attacking China after this short match. But yeah, China was mostly on offense, dominating Val Venus through this whole matchup until like the end, thanks to Ivory's interference. Right, your thoughts on this one? Your thoughts on this one?
Was this China's best match? No. Did she have a better match? Even ambushing the right to censor. Yes.
Was the right to censor your favorite stable? Yes.
No. They were yours.
As a matter of fact, you told me last week that you wish WWE had a more modern version of that stable today.
Fuck off. Yeah, it'd be D Squared, Brooke Jensen.
D Squared. What the fuck? Oh, and you're only saying. Oh yeah, and you're only saying Brooks Jensen would be involved in a modern version of RTC only because Bull Buchanan was in the original.
Yes, his father.
Yes, we know. Right.
So we'll have Brooke Jensen.
Who else would fit in that stable? That's out. Who else would fit in that stable? Oh, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Yes.
Oh, and your boys at New Day, they would be in there too.
Fuck the New Day.
Yeah, I bet you would.
No, we all know that you want to do it with their sombrero.
You mean their oversized morning hat that looks like a Kung Lao hat?
Yes.
I swear to God. I know we're going off topic, but months ago, the first time I seen that, I'm like, what? On Xavier Woods, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Right? And it became meme worthy. Got so bad that when they
explain it to you.
And it got so, and that look got so bad that when the fucking dang New Day had I don't remember if it was a super rare card or an iconic card of all of them wearing it, I was like, dude, I need to trade you. I need that fucking card. Right? Only because of the stupid hats that made me go, what the fuck is that?
Right? Rare, super rare, and iconic.
Yes. And you're like, no problem, here you go. On the Slam app. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the match was, it just felt there to be there. So far the show is like 0-3 for good matches, in my opinion. But that is going to be broken with this next match we're about to talk about, and that is the last man standing match between Kane and Jericho. This was a rematch from Survivor Series, because I even told you during the Survivor Series review that this feud was not over at that point.
It was over. Coffee.
Yes, it was over. Well, then again, if anyone took hot coffee and freaking goddamn threw it on my freaking goddamn chest, I'd be pissed off too. For two reasons. One, you burned me with coffee, and two, you just wasted coffee on a coffee drinker. And dumped it on a fellow coffee drinker. How do you think that makes me feel? Right?
Coffee.
And of course, these two were going back and forth each other. Jericho said the freaking vicious, raging, freaking demonic, evil character is going to come out. He ain't talking about Kane, he talked about himself. Right? And Kane was like, you think this is all over coffee? No, this is about me destroying your freaking pretty looks while I have to sit here and wear a mask. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Kane made his entrance first. Then Jericho came out, but before the match could even start in the ring, Kane attacked Jericho on the aisleway or the entrance area. And they went back, and then they made their way backstage. And they fought back there around a freaking goddamn construction truck back there. Keep that in mind for later, right? And even Midian got in the way of both of them, so Kane and Jericho attacked him as well.
Yeah, naked Midian.
Yeah, except this time he actually had clothes on, thank God. Right?
He had a shirt.
Yep.
He was still a naked Midian.
Yeah, imagine how awkward if he was fully naked back there getting the shot. I'd be like, God damn, dude, really?
They have the censor, and you'd be jealous.
They should have put Midian in the right to censor. That naked Midian character was awful. All right? And cringe.
Trying to override what I just said.
Yeah.
Because we know it's true.
And of course, being backstage didn't last long. Kane and Jericho made their way to the ringside area shortly after that. Interaction with Midian in the back. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Kane was dominating for the most part, nailing Jericho with high freaking power moves, including weapon shots as well. And at one point, freaking Kane connected this signature flying clothesline from the top rope on Jericho, followed by a choke slam. And no matter what Kane threw at him, Jericho kept moving, kept getting up before the 10 count, right? And this kind of infuriated Kane. He was like, or frustrated Kane, I should say. You could tell by the look under his mask, he was just saying, "Stay down." What the fuck, right? And of course, at this point, Jericho was a dick to Kane's big red machines by giving him a low blow, right?
Yeah, that knocked him down. Then he just got right back up.
Yes. And then Jericho took advantage, nailed a freaking moonsault or lion salt on Kane, who was lying face down onto a chair, right? Of course, Kane took control again with a big boot and dragged Jericho into the tech area up near the entrance ramp. After so many near counts, Jericho getting up by 9 or 10, Kane the same way from this from this freaking beatdown. And then Kane went to go chokeslam Jericho on a table that was set up like on the side of the stage there, but Jericho freaking reversed it into a bulldog through the table. And then Jericho looked at and then Jericho freaking looked up at the freaking stage setup. There was a big stack of barrels that was stacked right there, and then at the end of the stage, so Jericho went up and pushed those big pile of barrels onto Kane. And then the referee was...
What happens? Kane just puts his hand up in the air saying, "I'm still alive, motherfucker."
Kind of like Freddy Krueger putting his gloved hand up through the freaking dirt, saying, "I'm still here," right?
Oh, you mean just like Undertaker did, Survivor Series.
That buried alive, right? Of course, despite that, Jericho kicked Kane's hand out of the way. Kane couldn't get up. Referee counted to 10, and Jericho was declared the winner. Yeah, I know I didn't go through every spot in detail here. I'm just going through it briefly, like I said earlier, but your thoughts on this one?
It's good. Was it their best match? No, they had an even better match.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the last. Well, I think this one initially ended their feud in 2000, but they would have more matches against each other later on. If I ain't mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And didn't they have the interview with The Undertaker after this that was showed, prior to the show even starting? When he was talking about his Hell in a Cell moments, right?
Yeah. Well, it was Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and I know at one point they showed The Undertaker talking about his Hell in a Cell moments too. The ones involving Shawn Michaels, and then the other ones involving Mick Foley himself. the famous.
Well, he was saying, his first. He was saying his first Hell in a Cell was against Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And that was a brutal match. And then his next one was against Mick Foley as Mankind.
Yep. Yeah.
Where he almost killed the motherfucker.
Yep. And
unintentionally.
And yes. And then here we are over 20 years later after both those respective matches. And what match gets talked about more than today's world? The one with Taker and Michaels, or the one with freaking Taker and Mick Foley?
Taker and Foley?
Yes. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker's Hell in a Cell match may have been the first, but the Mick Foley Undertaker Hell in a Cell match was more freaking violent. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then after that interview, I think they had Shawn Michaels come out after this next match we're about to talk about.
And this is where they asked him, how was your match? What would you say about your match against Taker and Hell in a Cell? He's like, well, Taker is a different beast inside Hell in a Cell.
Well, he was correct on that one. But up next, we had the tag.
Because Hell in a Cell is his match.
Yep. Yeah, and then we had the Tag Team Championship match. It was your boys.
Oh, the Four Corners Tag Team match.
Yeah, the Four Corners Tag Team match. And this is a little interesting because I forgot that the Dudley Boys temporarily joined the freaking Right to Censor as a little freaking, ploy. Right? I'm sorry, but the little SmackDown clip that happened before this event, seeing Bubba Ray and Devon dressed in Right to Censor gear does not look right to me. What were you thinking when you seen that or got reminded of that?
What would they even be called?
I don't know. Of course, it did give us the lines like, "Hey, if freaking putting people through tables is wrong, then I don't want to be right." Right?
Yeah, because Stevie Richards was going to say something, and then Bubba Ray is fucking like, if putting people through tables is wrong, Devon, then I don't want to be right. And Stevie Richards cranks his head and goes, oh.
What? Yeah, and then it ended up with, I believe, Richards going through the table.
Yes, Mr. White Sox himself.
And I'm sorry, but that little freaking, that little segment they had on SmackDown hyping this match 3 days before this event aired, whatever. Is it bad when I seen Devon dressed in the freaking thing Right to Censor freaking gear there, which was the shirt and the tie and shit? All I can think about was Reverend Devon.
Yeah.
Like a prelude to what he would look like as that character. Is that bad? Yes. I thought about that. Right? I don't know why, but that random pop, I randomly thought that when I seen that clip. Right? But it was your.
How do you think he got the Reverend Devon character?
Probably took a look at that and be like, shit. Right? Anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, it was your boys, the Right to Censor, defending the tag team titles, and this was Bull Buchanan and the Goodfather, your two favorite characters of that group.
Fuck off. They ruined the Godfather.
As a matter of fact, you said freaking your favorite character that Charles Wright played was the Goodfather. This is
your favorite tag team.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Billy and Chuck were a better tag team than Right to Censor. You're like, okay, yeah.
So you like Billy, Chuck, and Rico, huh?
They were a better team than Right to Censor ever was. Not by much. And I never claimed I was a fan of Billy and Chuck's either. I was just saying they were a better team than Right to Censor were.
Yeah, I bet you were jealous of Rico's chops.
That was you, and Rico was your boy.
Nope.
But yeah, it was a Four Corners tag team match. It was The Righteous Censor defending the tag titles against the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and Road Dogg and K-Quick. So, So looking at K-Quick back then, I'm thinking to myself, dang, truth hasn't changed one freaking bit in 25 years. He looks the same, right? Basically.
R-Truth, or Ron the Truth Killings, or K-Quick, as he was back then, was fucking 24? 22?
Like in his early 20s at that point.
Somewhere in his fucking 20s?
Yeah, and he's like in his 50s now.
Don't fucking age.
Exactly.
He found the fountain of youth and he won't share.
And Road Dogg, I think this was one of Road Dogg's final WWE in-ring appearances before he got released as well. Right? So, yeah. Right? And of course, everyone was popping for Road Dogg and K-Quick during their entrance, along with the Dudley Boys here. Right?
No, he had a few more appearances because he also faced the Right to Censor with Billy Gunn and China.
I'm just said this was one of his final appearances. I never said this was one of his. I didn't say this was his last appearance during his first run with or second run with a company.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't remember is this was Road Dogg's second run with WWE, his most successful one. His first run was as Jeff Jarrett's freaking manager / wrestler.
The roadie?
Yes. Right.
Yeah, then after this, I think he was released in late 2001?
He was released
early 2002?
No, from what I heard, he was released in early 2001, like a month later after this.
Because I know he went to TNA after this.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing I mean, I heard a rumor saying he was trying to sign with WCW, only to find out that company went out of business. Or Vince bought the company, whatever. I think he worked the Indies for all of 2001 before debuting in TNA when that was a thing and starting in 2002. Right? As BG James, as we know. Right?
Yeah.
But nowadays...
Yeah, we had BG James and Kip James.
Which was TNA's version of the Outlaws, because they couldn't use the Outlaws name, because even though they had the same people. Right? At that point.
Yeah, well, they were the James Gang.
And
then what happened later? They became the VKM, Voodoo Kid Mafia.
That was just a play on for Vince McMahon's initials. Right?
And then what did they do? What did they do in their fucking beginning of TNA? They feuded VKM versus VKM.
Yeah, because seeing those two in front of near WWE headquarters in TNA, that was a big deal back then, because everyone was like, uh-oh, what the fuck, right? Nothing came of it.
We literally had the Voodoo Kid Mafia facing off against Vincent Kennedy McMahon, which became nothing.
Yeah, obviously, because Vince McMahon was like, I ain't working with TNA, that shit, right?
That would have actually been kind of funny to have another feud shortly after the ending of WCW, and just a feud with TNA.
Yeah, and from what I heard, they're working with TNA now in the current day, but I heard that deal's coming to an end at some point. And of course, Brian Armstrong, or Road Dogg, whatever you want to call him, yeah, you don't have to worry about it now. He's one of the backstage writers for WWE at this point. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the subject. This 4-way tag match here. The RTC started the match by attacking the Dudleys. Edge and Christian were going at it with K-Quick and Road Dogg, of course. K-Quick and Road Dogg, specifically K-Quick or R-Truth, whatever, or Ron Killings, whatever you want to call him, was delivering the high, fast-paced action for his team. doing moves that he still does in the current day, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
And eventually, after some back and forth through all these teams and double teaming on each other, friggin' Steven Richards friggin' attempted to interfere on RTC's behalf, only to get DDT, and he DDT Devon, right? When it looked
he interfered, but what did he get for it? A punch in the face.
Yeah, he freaking interrupted the Dudleys when they tried to win. Didn't go as planned for Richards, though. Ed speared Bubba Ray. And then freaking Bubba kicked out of the spear right near the end. And this was like all the team, everyone was going at it at once, except for Edge and Chris was in the ring with Bubba Ray here. So Christian nailed the unprettier on freaking Bubba for the win. Pinfall win in the titles. RTC didn't even attempt to stop the pinfall from happening. Right? Oh. They just let it happen and lose the titles to Edge and Christian here. I didn't go through every spot, obviously, but your thoughts on this one?
Was it the other tag team's best matches? No. Was this the downfall was this the slow degrade of the right to censor? Yes. Was everyone happy? Yes.
Yeah, this was the start of the downfall of RTC as a group. Though they would last like at least 3 or 4 more months, they would break up shortly after WrestleMania 17. I know that, right?
Yeah, after they turned on Stevie Richards.
After they turn on El White Sox, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, I think here was the Michaels interview, or it could have been the Taker interview, or another freaking Hell in a Cell highlight video. I don't remember in between. I could care less about it at this point. We go to the Intercontinental title match, and it was the one Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn, defending the Intercontinental belt against Chris Benoit here, a.k.a. Lord Voldemort.
And the reason why he was called the one Billy Gunn was because he lost his match against Stevie Richards prior to this pay-per-view.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he was defending the title against Lord Voldemort, a.k.a. Chris Benoit here. Right.
Quit calling him Lord Voldemort. He was a good wrestler. Do I condone what he did? No.
I'll call him whatever I want to.
Come into play. Yes. But that still does not excuse the fact of what he did. He was a great professional wrestler. That's all I am praising him for.
Anyway, Voldemort got the official initial momentum at the start of the match, stopping Gunn out.
Quit calling him Voldemort, god damn it! Quit bringing fucking Harry Potter into this. This is way before Harry fucking Potter.
Hell was during at this point that Jim Carrey's The Grinch was new.
Yes.
And they even made a reference to that in the show, I believe. At some point, the commentators did. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, back in the ring, Gunn was locked in a figure 4 leg lock, but he managed to get to the ropes, forcing Voldemort to release the hold. You're like, really?
I'm not going to even fucking respond at this point. Fuck you.
You know, I'm just saying that now to piss you off or irritate you at this point. Hey, man, gotta have a little fun. Because you're a dickhead. Hey, I gotta have a little fun when talking about this. Hey, gotta have a little fun talking about this shit once in a while.
Yeah, you belong to the right to censor.
No, I don't.
They were all a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not the one running the Logan Paul fan club like you.
No, you are the #1 fan of Logan Paul, though.
It's like, no. At one point, Billy Gunn got the Famouser to get a 2 count. Yes, and then...
Well, first he freaking damaged his leg because his leg buckled. And then he tried to hit the Famouser, which only got him the 2 count.
Yeah, and then friggin' Gunn got caught in a crossface submission hold, but he got his foot on the rope, forcing Voldemort to release the hold. I mean, Benoit to release the hold. Okay, I'm done. Right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't worry. You know these jokes are coming later on in the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then friggin' Gunn was showing signs of injury. Benoit went after the damaged body part. Yeah, and then Benoit friggin' took advantage of Gunn's friggin' knee injury again or shoulder injury again, whatever it was, by applying another crossface. And after a little bit of a struggle, Gunn realized he had no choice but to tap out. Therefore, the new Intercontinental Champion, Lord Voldemort. Your thoughts on this one? And I swear to God, I know you're gonna snap at me for this. Your thoughts on this one?
My thoughts? Fuck off.
I said your thoughts on this Billy Gunn Benoit match, not your thoughts on me right now.
It was a good match. Was it their best match? No. Did they have far better matches going forward? Yes.
Well, if you ask me, some of Benoit's greatest matches was against Kurt Angle. That was his equal anyway. Right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, did Billy Gunn and Benoit have matches? Yes. Did Benoit take the friggin' Intercontinental Championship and make it more prestigious? Yes.
Around this time, yes, because with this victory, Benoit was the Intercontinental Champion, and Benoit would start feuding with Chris Jericho following Armageddon, which would lead to that great ladder match between the two at the following month's Royal Rumble 2001 pay-per-view. Which is still praised today despite who's in it. But still, that's just, it's still a great match to see and watch back. The 01 Rumble ladder match, you know what I mean? So now we go to the triple threat match for the Women's Championship. I'll let you take this one over because it was Women's Champion Ivory taking on Trish Stratus and Molly Holly.
Oh, God.
And
this was a short fucking match.
And Ivory was a part of your favorite group, the Right to Censor.
No. I wanted Ivory to lose. But that did not happen.
Yeah, this match was so short, I don't even fucking remember what happened. You freaking talk about this.
Okay, so Molly Holly comes out. Trish Stratus comes out wearing a T and APA shirt.
Yeah, because this was when Tess and Albert took out Bradshaw and Farouk and was wearing their merch with T and APA written on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then Ivory comes out and you hear that god-awful entrance.
You told me yesterday the RTC's theme song was your favorite theme of all time.
Make me slap you.
Okay, if we did a tier list on worst wrestling theme songs, I'm pretty sure RTC's theme song would be up there in the trash. Right?
Top tier trash.
Right.
Worst theme song ever. And fucking Ivory went after Molly Holly, took her out for a little bit, then went after Trish. Well, no, Molly Holly went after Trish. Ivory was just standing there like a fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
And then she decides, oh, they're going to come after me. I'm going to stand outside the ring. So, what happens? Molly Holly goes back to attacking Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus has the upper hand. Takes down Molly Holly. Goes for the pin. But what happens? Ivory breaks it up, knocks her out, pins Molly Holly for the freaking win.
Which you were very happy about.
No!
Sorry, but Ivory's women's title defense the month prior to the 2000 Survivor Series against Lita was better than this. All right.
Well, her title defense against China was better than this.
Yeah. And then what happened, and then you're, okay, before we talk about what happened after the match, your thoughts on this one, bell to bell, because to me it was awful. Too short.
Garbage.
If they try to book a women's an important women's championship match like that short today, especially a women's title match, the fans would be outraged. Right?
Did Trish Stratus and Molly Holly have a better career and matches after this? Yes. Did Ivory? No.
Well, Ivory had better matches before this, if you want to call them better matches, before she was an RTC member. Right?
Yes.
And not to discredit Trish Stratus and Molly Holly. They're Hall of Fame legends. Well, Ivory is too, but Stratus and Molly Holly, Hall of Famers, they had way better Hall of Fame worthy matches, and this one just didn't cut the cheese. Right? But anyway, what happened after the match?
Tess and Albert come out and attack Molly Holly. And then who comes out?
Your arch rival.
Jensen himself.
Your arch rival, Crash.
Fuck off.
It's like he came out.
And then what happened? Freaking Crash attacks TNA, which was Test, Albert, and Trish.
And then who returned?
He gets into the ring, and then what do you hear? The APA theme song.
So yeah, Farouk and Bradshaw came out, and they attacked and they beat the hell out of freaking TNA as well, or Test and Albert as well, in the segment. Yes. Oh yeah, and
Bradshaw cleaned the clock out of fucking Test by giving him the clothesline from hell.
Yep.
Or was that Albert?
Yeah, that was that was Albert who got the clothesline from hell. And then we was dragged out of the ring afterwards, right? Yeah, and then before the main event match, which was next on this card, The Rock got an interview backstage talking about the match, and he said that he would do anything to become champion again in Birmingham. Pop in the crowd twice, right?
Yes.
But, you know, and then they played the hype video talking about this Hell in a Cell match. Oh, yeah. By the way, speaking of this Hell in a Cell match, there's one thing we forgot to mention. That was earlier in the show when Vince McMahon came out and talked to the crowd. Also. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We had that backstage segment with Stephanie McMahon, or Triple H's wife, being concerned because of what happened to his earlier Hell in a Cell match with Mick Foley.
And Mr. McMahon didn't want to ruin his investment, because these were 6 top names about to compete in this Hell in a Cell match. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they played, and of course Vince McMahon came out and addressed the crowd saying that the blood of these guys will be on your guys' sick hands. He said that earlier in the show, right? We forgot to mention that, right?
Yes.
And then they played the video package hyping this match, and I got to say, the most memorable part of this whole build-up, you know, between the Survivor Series and this event, Armageddon, was The Rock's little interview backstage, I believe on a Raw or SmackDown, I don't remember exactly what show, where he was mocking every single opponent in this match. You remember that segment? Including when he was mocking Rikishi when he was like, I did it for The Rock, which has become a freaking video meme.
Rock.
Which has become a video meme ever since. Sometimes I use it too. Right?
Yes.
But yeah, the Rock insulting all his family, that's the most memorable promo from this freaking dang build up to this. But you know, Vince McMahon was saying, nope, there will be no Hell in a Cell match. I am definitely not doing that. And of course, that resulted in. And then Vince tried to kiss up to The Undertaker, kiss up to Austin, and kiss up to The Rock, trying to get those three to back out from the Cell match, only to eat a rock bottom, a stunner, and a last ride prior to the show. Right?
Yeah.
Just
like, it wasn't just the stunner. It was a stunner and the two birds.
Yes. And then you had the interaction with Triple H and Rikishi. What are they gonna do to be on the same page? Angle's like he would do anything to retain the championship here, thus never been inside Hell in a Cell. Right?
Yeah.
And this was like the big test of Angle in the main event, this freaking goddamn this match. Triple H came out first with his instrumental version to the My Time theme. And of course, Rikishi came out with his Bad Man theme. We actually like that theme song. I know most don't, but we discussed it before, right?
Angle, it was a good thing.
Yeah, then Kurt Angle came out, but he didn't even get into the cell or the ring. He just stood out there waiting for everyone else to show up, right?
Yeah, like a coward.
Yeah, Rock came out, Thunderous Ovation. Then Taker made his entrance. And everyone just wanted to see The Undertaker beat the shit out of someone. Who was he going to make famous in this match? And then Austin came out, made his entrance to the Disturbed theme of his song. And Austin didn't even get into the cell. He just started the business right away by attacking Angle on the outside before dragging him in the cell. Right? And then all hell broke loose. And oh my God, the spots in this one. This was the only time 6 people competed in a Hell in a Cell match to date, by the way. Which I'm surprised they never did another one of these since. Right?
Yeah.
Because it would be cool to see a 6. Well, they had a freaking dark match. They had a dark match, which was a 6-man Hell in a Cell match back in 2011 that Cena won. It was like after a Raw taping, though, so it doesn't count. This was the only televised 6-man Hell in a Cell match that they did officially, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, all 6 men beat the hell out of each other on the outside of the ring, on the inside of the ring, or the cell, whatever. Including freaking Austin taking Triple H and raking his face across all the walls of the Hell in a Cell structure, right?
Yep.
And I'm just like, dang, using that freaking cell as a cheese grater. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then The Undertaker was going after Angle in the ring, choking him out with his bandana. Freaking Jerry Lawler was like, what the hell does Undertaker have? Some kind of a weapon? I'm like, you didn't see him take off his bandana and start using it as a weapon to choke Angle out? Right?
He also hit it with the last ride.
Yeah, and a couple of pinfalls were broken up early in this match. Of course, you know this match was going to end early. This was the much hyped, violent match of the night. And after some good back and forth with all wrestlers bringing up pinfalls and delivering choke slams, Austin got choke slammed for a 2 count. Triple H broke up the pin there. Triple H was already busted open at this point, by the way. All right?
Yeah, everyone hit a finisher. Fucking, Stone Cold, the Stone Cold Stunner, The Rock Bottom. Well, he tried to hit 2 because he hit the Rock Bottom and then tried to hit the People's Elbow.
And then Triple H freaking nailed a pedigree on Rikishi after Rikishi saved him from Austin. From an Austin attack. Thus making the allegiance broken, alright?
Yes.
I mean, everyone hit their finisher moves. No one could get the win at this point. Friggin', and that's when we see a construction truck backing into the arena to this Hell in a Cell. And what do you know? It was Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, the Stooges, being responsible for that one. And friggin' Vince McMahon was like, we're gonna demolish, we're gonna tear this cell down. So they put hooks to the freaking dang door. The truck moved forward and the door popped off. I'm like, okay, you gotta be creative in figuring out how to get all these men outside the cell, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
And after that, Vince McMahon tried to hook up one of the cell walls to demolish you. That would have been bad, right? And probably a lawsuit happening, right?
That would have been a lawsuit because right when you take out that whole fucking thing is gonna hit them all.
Yes. But then before that kind of damage could be done, Mick Foley came out and ordered the freaking trio to leave the ringside area. The trio ignored Foley here, so Commissioner sent the police to escort McMahon after freaking kicking the other Stooges' asses outside on the outside. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he freaking fought with Patterson and Briscoe. All of them went to the back. The truck was still sitting there. And mind you, the truck had like these wood chips in the back. Or whatever, right? In the back of the bed, right?
Straw bales.
Or whatever it was, like hay bales, chip bales, or whatever. But, you know, that would come into play later. Triple H was managed to freaking crawl out of the cage, but Austin was following him and attacked him on the outside. Eventually, all the competitors came outside the ring. Started beating each other up on the aisleway, or the entrance ramp, But yeah, Triple H was getting beaten down by Austin by the construction truck, but Triple H countered and then threw freaking Austin face first into the back window of the pickup truck, busting Austin open in the process. Right?
Yep. And is this bad that it reminded me of the 2001 SmackDown when Triple H and Stone Cold were the two-man power trip and Undertaker threw him through a plate glass window?
Yeah, probably. And of course, all the other competitors were fighting around the Armageddon stage. And now, mind you, this Armageddon stage was filled with junk cars and all that for the promo of the show.
Yeah, The Rock ate pedigree on top of the car.
Which busted him open because he landed head first on the roof of a car. Freaking Triple H was then slingshotted into a car, right? By Austin.
Yeah.
Triple H was then hit in the head with a boom camera. It even showed the replay from that boom camera's perspective. Right?
Rikishi tried to pick up a barrel.
Which
Who the fuck did Rikishi think he was? King Kong?
Which, that was intercepted.
Or better yet, from a better yet reference, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but then Rikishi got prevented from using that steel huge barrel as a weapon. And then
he got fucking his ass beat. He fucking got hit by Taker and Stone Cold. He couldn't even lift the damn barrel.
Yes. And of course, Undertaker went face first into one of those, got whipped face first into one of the cars as well. Looks like they were fighting in a junkyard, really. Right?
Yeah.
Put it. And also during that brawl on the staging area, friggin' Austin had Triple H down on the roof, on the friggin' hood of a car. Then Austin picked up the heavy barrel, went to chug at Triple H's head on the car, and Triple H luckily got out of the way. I'm like, damn, that would have been brutal if it hit. Right?
Yeah. Well, Stephanie was also, because this was also after their Stone Cold and Triple H's match where he lifted him in a forklift.
Yes. So, yes. So, anyway, eventually all of them fought back to the ringside area. And at one point,
do you think Triple H had a flashback to the forklift when he saw the barrel going at him?
Yeah, on the dang car, probably. He was like, fuck that. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, but eventually they made their way back to the Hell in a Cell structure area. Which led to friggin' Angle and Undertaker fighting by the friggin' announce table. Where friggin' Angle got the advantage over Taker when Angle took a steel chair and nailed Taker hard as hell in the head with a chair. Busting Taker open in the process. Right? And I looked at that, and that was a friggin' loud shot, too. I'm like, fuck! Right?
Yeah.
But eventually, freaking Angle was trying to get away from Taker, freaking climbed up to the top of the cell. Triple H and Rock were already, or Triple H was already up there with Austin, right? So they were already fighting on top of the cell at this point, right? And the Undertaker then friggin' started, a bloody Undertaker started making his way up to the friggin' top of the cell as well. And at this point, Angle was busted open, right? Or bleeding, I believe, right?
And guess who else climbed the damn cage?
400-pound Rikishi. Right. And
that wasn't pretty to look at either.
And I'm thinking to myself, that roof better have been reinforced for this, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't pretty either. When he was, because all you'd see is his cheeks jiggle going up the damn cage.
Yes, and then you only went up the cage trying to get away from the Rock, right?
Yes.
So you had Rikishi up there, you had Angle up there, Triple H was up there. They had like there was easy over 800 pounds of humanity on the roof at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't fall through then.
It's like, yeah, thank God that didn't happen. But freaking Triple H and Angle made their way down after getting beaten on up there, on top of the cell by both men, leaving Taker and Rikishi being the only two on top of the cell, while the other participants of the match went back into the ring, right, to continue the destruction.
Yeah.
And what did we see next? When it was Taker and Rikishi on top of the cell.
We saw a fake out of throw Rikishi on the other side.
Yeah, and then eventually.
And they're like, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to toss him on the other side.
So, yeah, on the other side, like, the side, like, facing the entrance where the door is, right? Where that truck was parked, by the way, right?
Knocked his ass out when he fucking hit the damn hay bales and the truck.
Yeah, the Undertaker then proceeded to grab Rikishi by the throat and toss him off, and chokeslam or toss him off the freaking side of the cell into the truck bed.
Yes.
While everyone just stared with a blank holy shit expression on their faces at what they just seen.
It wasn't bad that I just imagined the Hell in a Cell match of Taker versus Mick Foley when he teased him on the other side of him throwing him onto the announce table.
Yeah, I bet you're having flashbacks seeing that. Oof, right?
I'm like, no, please, no.
We're not doing that again. Not with Rikishi, 400 pounds. Right? But yeah, that took Rikishi out, and the Undertaker was so beaten down and fatigued, he was laid on top of the cage for the rest of the match, right? After creating that big holy shit moment, which that's a replay. So to me, that was a more important freaking win for Taker than this actual match, creating another Hell in a Cell highlight, right? So I guess in a way you can say Rikishi became famous in this match, right?
Yes. Taker made Kishi famous.
But back in the ring, freaking Rock freaking delivered a spine buster on Austin after a stare down between the two, right? Following the drop off the cage. Freaking Rock then attempted to go for a people's elbow on Austin, but Triple H freaking intervened, stopping him from happening. But then The Rock freaking punched Triple H, got him out of the ring. Then freaking Rock nailed a rock bottom on an Angle. A bloody Angle at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Austin got back up after recovering, stopped the freaking 3 count, nailed a stunner on The Rock, taking The Rock out of the match. But before Austin could get the 3 count, freaking Triple H broke up the pinfall, and freaking nailed a neck breaker and got a neck breaker performed on him by Austin. But at the same time, Angle snuck, put his arm over The Rock and got the 3 count and retained the WWE Championship here. And of course, after the match, when Angle's all weary, broken down, busted up, bleeding, celebrating his win and title retention, he got nailed with a stunner by Austin.
Yep.
to send the fans home happy despite Angle retaining the championship here. Your thoughts on this one? This bloodbath, this chaotic, brutal, violent bloodbath between all 6 men.
I'm so glad that they never, ever did a 6-man Hell in a Cell match again.
I would actually want to see a modernized 6-man Hell in a Cell myself personally, but I can understand where you're coming from. Too many freaking spots to talk about, right?
Well, not just that. The whole thing was bloody and brutal as fuck. You have fucking 450-pound Rikishi.
Yep.
Then you have the freaking dead man, the American Badass.
Yeah.
Who turns into a fucking demon in that match.
Yeah. I mean,
then you have The Rock.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H.
Yes. 5 big mains, about 6 big stars in the industry going at it. Freaking out of everyone that was busted open, I think Austin was busted open, freaking Triple H was busted open, Rock was busted open, Taker was busted open. I think the only person that was, an Angle was busted open. I think the only person that wasn't bleeding in this match was Rikishi, but he got the most damage being tossed off the cell. As we know, right?
Yes.
I mean, shit, everybody, I mean, hell, if you look back at the match right before that spot was formed, you could see that I think Austin told Rock, hey, turn around, watch this. Right? Right when Rikishi was being thrown off the cell.
Yes.
Because they just stopped and looked in shock at that one. Right?
Yes, because Taker fucking lifted his ass and tossed him onto the bed of the truck.
So yeah, your thoughts on this one? This was the match of the night, no doubt about that.
Just imagine if the truck wasn't there.
Oh, if the truck wasn't there, Rikishi would have been landing on nothing but fucking concrete.
Well, he'd be landing on very thin padding.
I'd be like, he's either gonna land on concrete, or they better put a crash pad there, or something, because
he had padding on his ass.
I'm talking about like an actual like crash pad that they use for stunts, like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would be the only other way they would be able to do that if the truck bed wasn't there or the truck wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Rikishi.
I'll be like, this is Mick Foley all over again.
And Rikishi went on interviews talking about that Hell in a Cell spot from this match. And he even said, yeah, the wood chips there were supposed to provide like a little extra protection on my fall. It didn't even help. It still felt like he just laid on straight truck bed. Which fucked his back up. What?
When he landed, he got knocked the fuck out.
But that's Rikishi's Hell in a Cell moment, because Rikishi even knew in the days going up to, he goes, I ain't going to be put over in this match. I ain't winning. But he goes, what? And I guess Rikishi was like, what can I do to make this Hell in a Cell match memorable where it doesn't matter who wins? I guess being thrown off the cell was Rikishi's idea. Prior to the match. Prior to the match, because he wanted a moment like that for himself. Well, he got it. Which is still somewhat talked about today. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess for him at this point in this match, mission accomplished. Right? Despite being knocked the hell out. Right? But obviously this match to me was the match of the night. They haven't done a televised 6-man Hell in a Cell match ever since, and it's been over 25 years at this time of recording. But would I be welcome to see a modern a 6-man Hell in a Cell match again with current main event stars? Yes. Because I think it'd be chaotic and wild too, like this one was. Right?
But you'd also be hearing me, feed me more.
No, you'd be yelling
Give
out.
me violence.
Exactly.
Sustenance.
Yeah, and angle down, everyone down. That's how freaking the show went off the air. Right? With Austin's music playing.
Yep.
But anyway, now we go to what I always call our favorite part of the match, and that's our rating. That's our rating / final grade. So the Radicals defeating Team Extreme in that intergender elimination matchup, I gave 2 3/4 out of 5.
Three and a half.
Yep. William Regal defeating Hardcore Holly in that European Championship match, I gave 2.5 out of 5.
3.
Yeah. Val Venus defeating China, only 2 3/4 out of 5, and that's just being nice. I really should have just gave it 2.
0.
Chris Jericho defeating Kane in that last man standing match, I gave 4.5 out of 5.
4. It could have gone a little bit longer.
Edge and Christian winning the tag team championship in that 4-corner tag team match, I gave 3.5 out of 5.
4.
Lord Chris Benoit defeating Billy Gunn to win the Intercontinental Championship, 3 3/4 out of 5.
4.5.
Ivory defeating Trish Stratus and Molly Holly to retain the Women's Championship, 1 out of 5.
0.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. That's actually 0 out of 5 from me, too. Fuck that match. All right. And, of course, the main event with Kurt Angle retaining the WWE Championship in that 6-man Hell in a Cell match. Obviously, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my final grade for Armageddon 2000 is a B-. I mean, some of the matches could have been better, but, it's essentially a one-match show.
High B to low C.
So you're saying somewhere between a B+ and a C-.
Yes.
So, yeah, I gave it a solid B-. There's only like 2 matches. To me, there's only like 2 matches I would recommend you going back to watch, and that's the Last Man Standing with Kane and Chris Jericho, and of course the 6-man Hell in a Cell main event. And I'm pretty sure you'd recommend those matches as well. The other matches you can just skip over, not even bother seeing. Right?
Yep.
Oh boy. So that's our thoughts on Armageddon 2000. Anyway, like I said, though, I'm going to say it again next week, which is the week of Christmas at time of recording this. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting up any videos next week. I'm going to be taking a break, but the following week, which is the week of New Year's, I'm going to be uploading one last reaction video before the year is up and over with. I know I usually do the best of video at the end of the year, but for the most part this year, I've just been doing like reviews and reactions. I haven't been really doing any much gaming videos, so for the first time, there's not going to be a best of 2025. Instead, I'm going to be uploading
You could do a best of 2020 because we've been doing a lot of live streams, so you could take some of mine and put it into your video if you want to.
It's like I'm good off of that one. And besides, I got one more video I'm going to upload right before New Year's, the last video of the year,
especially the ones where you get ass fucked in Call of Duty.
Oh, so recent ones?
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not even gonna bother with that one. We do have a special reaction video coming up the week of New Year's, like the last video of the year. Gonna be uploading a freaking reaction video. It'll be a fellow army reaction video. Nearly 2 hours long, and Riptidz, you know the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Damn, right? So keep an eye out for that the week after Christmas. as for the reviews,
well, we also have the last pay-per-view of the year as well for my pick for the end of Christmas. So we'll probably be doing it about New Year, a couple days before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, a couple days before New Year's Eve, we're gonna be filming the review.
Either released on New Year's or the day after New Year's, and that is New Year's Resolution 2006,
which saw not only the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship, but also the first ever Money in the Bank cash-in. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course we'll be filming that like before New Year's, obviously, but I'll be releasing it on Friday, January 2nd, so that'll be the first video of 2026 is New Year's Resolution 2006 review.
Yeah, that's why I said it would probably be on New Year's or the day after.
Yeah, and then after,
depending on when you want to do it.
Yeah, and then after New Year's Revolution, in a couple of weeks, we're probably going to be taking a break from doing reviews because, as we know, these WWE pay-per-views will more than likely be going to ESPN because it'll no longer be on Peacock, and because of that, we don't know when these current pay-per-views we don't know when these old pay-per-views will be on ESPN fully.
They may all be on ESPN at the same time, or it may take a couple days or a month.
So yeah,
or a year.
So yeah, after New Year's Revolution, I don't know. After the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view, I don't know what we're going to be. I don't know what our next pay-per-view review will be at that point, but I do know we can still, and I do know we're still going to be doing reactions, and we're still going to be, and I want to bring tier lists back as well, but in the meantime, I figure we can, because we're taking a break from pay-per-view reviews, we can still do the podcast, except we will be debuting a new type of podcast after we do the New Year's Revolution review, and that's when we're going to be starting to do our superstar friggin' spotlight discussion, or career retrospective discussion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think our first one after New Year's should be John Cena. Because we grew up watching him his entire career at this point.
First Taker.
Okay, first Taker, then we'll just do a spotlight one and then we'll do a career retrospective on Cena afterwards. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, looking forward to that after New Year's, and this being the last freaking pay-per-view review for 2025 officially on this channel. We will talk to you all in the next one, and I hope you have a happy New Year, and a happy holidays, and a great New Year. Peace.
Deuces.